Hello and good morning, everybody. My name is Sir Rafael, and I will be teaching you environmental studies for class 3. Now, everybody, take out your Wonder World textbooks and turn with me to page 27, Animals and Insects. So, today we will be learning about animals and insects, right? You've seen animals before, you've seen insects before, right? So, today we will be learning about them. Animals big and small. The earth is home to many animals and insects. Just like plants, animals are also of different sizes. A giraffe is a big animal, while a squirrel is a small animal. The blue whale is the largest animal on earth. Which is the smallest animal you have seen? Which is the biggest animal you have seen? Right? Fill, fill in these blanks for homework. And some animals are so small that we have to use a microscope to see. That's right. There are some animals that are so tiny and small we cannot see them with our eyes, right? Normally. So we have to see them under a microscope. Do you know what a microscope is? Right. Microscope is an instrument that scientists use to see small things, tiny things. And there are animals that are so tiny that you have to see them only through a microscope, right? Now, wild animals such as tigers, zebras, snakes, and bears live in the jungle. They find their own food and can take care of their young ones, right? So, tigers, zebras, snakes, bears, what other wild animals can you name? Lions, cheetahs, right? Monkeys as well. They live in the jungle. They find their own food and can take care of their young ones. Domestic animals like cows, horses, and hens are tamed or domesticated. Right? Learn that word, domesticated. Domesticated. We get milk from goats and cows, eggs from hens and ducks, and meat from hens and goats. We also eat fish. Sheep give us wool. Elephants, bullocks, donkeys, horses, and camels carry loads. Bullocks help us plow the land, and dogs guard our houses, right? So there are many domestic animals, and we get many things from domestic animals, right? There are many uses, right? We get eggs from hens, milk from goats and cows, right? We get wool from sheep, right? And many other uses from domestic animals, right? So there's a difference between wild animals and domestic animals. Wild animals, where do they live? They live in the jungle, and they can take care of themselves. However, domestic animals, they live in farms, right? We have to take care of them. Next page. In the high mountains, the yak is a very useful animal. It provides milk and helps carry load. We get silk from the silkworm's cocoon and honey from the honeybee. Oysters give us pearls, right? So different animals help us in different ways. Have you seen the yak? The yak lives on the mountains, right? In the Himalayas. Very cold, and yaks can help by giving us milk, and they can carry loads as well, right? And have you seen silk? Right? Silk comes from the silkworm, right? And also oysters also, they give us pearls, and then honey comes from honeybees. Now let's learn about of animals, right? Different animals have different food habits. Animals like the tiger and leopard, which hunt and eat the flesh of other animals, are called carnivores, right? What is a carnivore? They hunt and eat the flesh of other animals, right? What are they called? Carnivores. And then we have animals like the deer and giraffe. They eat plants and are called herbivores. What are herbivores? They eat plants. They eat plants, right? Carnivores eat meat. They hunt and eat meat. Herbivores eat plants, right? And then we have bears, crows, and even human beings. We eat both meat and plants, right? They are known as omnivores, right? What are omnivores? Omnivores eat both meat and plants, right? Omnivores. Animals like the hyena and vulture do not hunt, but eat the leftovers of the meat eaters and are called scavengers, right? Scavengers don't hunt. They wait for an animal to die and then they eat the leftovers of that animal. For examples like hyenas and vultures, right? So we have four types of food habits. Let us remember carnivore. What is a carnivore? A carnivore hunts and eats flesh of other animals. That is a carnivore. Then we have herbivores. What is a herbivore? A herbivore eats plants, right? Like deers and giraffes. And and then next we have omnivores. Omnivores eat both plants and animals, right? They eat both plants and meat, right? Even human beings, we come into this category, okay? Human beings are omnivores. And then last we have scavengers. Scavengers are those who do not hunt but eat the meat of dead animals and leftovers of other hunting animals, right? So, those are the different food habits of animals. Now let's go on to body parts of animals. Animals have different kinds of bodies. The shape and size of their body affects the way they move. Some animals, like the dog and tiger, walk on four legs. Animals like the rabbit and kangaroo hop on their strong hind legs. Hind legs means the legs on the back, right? The back legs are called hind legs. And animals like snakes slither on the ground, right? Have you seen a snake? Yes, they slither on the ground, right? Still other animals such as caterpillars, they crawl, birds, they fly, while fishes and crabs swim in the water, right? Some animals have special body parts. The giraffe has a long neck to eat the leaves of tall trees, and the deer has thin legs to outrun enemies. Frogs and lizards have long tongues to catch insects, right? So these very different animals, they have particular and very peculiar, strange body parts, right? They help them to do different things. And then the tails of many animals are special too. Many lizards have a tail which breaks off when grabbed by another animal. When an enemy chases the lizard and tries to grab the tail breaks off and drops. So the lizard escapes safely, right? So the lizard's tail can break off so that it can escape its predator, right? So for homework, we will come to the end of the lesson today. For homework, I would like you to do the fill in the blanks on page 29 as well as 27. All right, thank you so much for joining me for today's lesson, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.